I'm not a fan either, but what I'm even less of a fan of is all of the things that could happen, all of the things that probably would happen if I didn't. What the hell am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that I'm not a fan of the uncomfortableness. I'm not a fan of the blood, sweat and tears that I have to put in sometimes. I'm not a fan of how achy I can get, or how much of a palaver it can be, or I'm not a fan of the difficult things, okay? Who is a fan? Who relishes in doing difficult things all the time? Not very many people. However, what I'm here to say is that despite me not being a fan of all that stuff, I'm even less of a fan of what the potential consequences are if I don't do those difficult things. If I don't put that blood, sweat and tears in, if I don't put the effort in, if I don't get uncomfortable on a regular basis. For me, for my fitness and health and my happiness and my mental game, I think it's vital that I bear that in mind, that I remember the fact that yes, I might not be a fan of the hard stuff, but I'm even less of a fan of the potential consequences. And the number of conversations I've had in this last month or two, whereby I've been talking to all of our drop a dress size challenges, and the number one phrase that has come up is, I'm the heaviest that I've ever been. That has been the number one phrase. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. And we obviously talk about how they think they've got there and what they think has happened or what they've done or not done to get there. And we basically get to the point where we realize that what is going on is they have known what to do. They've known that it is about improving their lifestyle. It is about changing their habits that they've been running. But even though they know, or that they have known, they've not done anything about it. Even though they have not been able to wear the clothes that they want to wear. Even though they feel like they're having to cover up everything with the clothes that they wear. Even though they're unhappy in themselves, they still haven't done anything about it. And the number one reason that people have given me is that they just don't have the motivation, or they just don't know where to start because everything else they've tried hasn't worked. So going back to the fact that I am not a fan either of doing the hard work, what I go into in these conversations with the potential drop a dress size challenges is, what is the consequence? What is the potential consequence of you not doing the things that you know you need to do? What happens in another 3 months? What happens in another year's time? Like, where will you get to? What do you see yourself as, or how do you see yourself being or feeling, more importantly, in another 3, 6, 12 months time if you don't do something? Because yes, you may not be a fan of putting in the work now, but I would say most of us are going to be even less of a fan of the potential consequences. And I don't say this to scaremonger. I say it as motivation, really, right? I say it as real life motivation for the fact that no one is coming to save us. No one is coming to save us in terms of we as individuals have to put in the work, okay? So you may not be a fan of the hard work, the blood, sweat and tears that is going to have to go in to you getting back to whatever your normal was, or back to some modicum of the level of fitness, health and happiness that you had before all of this went on. But maybe you're even less of a fan of the potential consequences if you don't. That's the question to ask yourself. And that is going to be maybe the thing that you need to hear to trigger you to actually do something about it.